There you are.
Can you see me? Amen. All right.
You. I don't know what
You
that was
know,
about.
it's always when you want something to work that
Hmm.
doesn't quite want to do it, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
all right.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to come on and help give a little bit more information about what it is that you do. And I'm going to talk about the company and how the company has helped me and how it can help other women as well. If
Absolutely.
if you are joining, thank you for tuning in to Looking in the Mirror with Monique. And I have Miss Michelle Trevino joining me. And I met Michelle a few years ago. It was at an event, and I know I looked 4 months pregnant. I had to look 4 months pregnant. And you offered me, you gave me the option. You told me you wanted me to try something because I was having issues, and you didn't know the type of issues that I was having. But anybody that knows me knows that I am a survivor of stomach cancer. My intestines twisted, just nothing good. And so eating became a chore, a hard chore for me to do. And just keeping food down and my body being able to sustain it, and for me to be able to digest it the way I'm supposed to digest it and get the nutrients I need. And I still have issues with that. But one thing, and I do not have it next to me, one thing I take every single day is I take greens every single day. This is what I take every single day. Every single morning I take it. And I still remember the first time I tried it,
I'm
like
on.
2 days later, my entire system
Married the Chandler card
was
for wallet,
different.
the whole wallet. So okay, go down to cancel.
Okay. So they just found my daughter's wallet. I'm sorry for
Okay.
the interruption. But
Oh, you're fine.
in today's world, Good Samaritans don't happen that often,
Mhm.
right? And
Yes.
her wallet with money and cards and everything, student ID, was
Mm.
all in there. So it's been a morning. I apologize though. And I was showing the greens
Yes,
because
the
they
greens.
are amazing, but I will let you continue.
Well, about 2 days after I started taking it, my entire system changed. I even sent Michelle a picture of the before and after, and I'm still trying to find that picture, but the before and after, from how bloated my stomach was to the fact that I was no longer bloated. I had never tried anything that worked like that. I'd never even heard of It Works before then. Never heard of it. That was the first time I've heard of it. First time I heard about the products, and I have been taking it ever since. And that is the only thing that literally helps keep me physically going, where I can eat and continue on throughout the day. And if you could just let everyone know exactly, because you've been doing this for years. So exactly where did It Work stem from? How, first of all, how did it even come about?
So It Works began over 20 years ago. Um, the company owners, we still have our original founder is still actively involved in our business.
Hmm.
He did name a CEO this last year who also has been in the business for over 10 years. So, what I love about our company is that it's plant-based nutrition,
Hmm.
right? The nutrients that a lot of our bodies need are things that we don't take in enough of every day. Even if you eat a wonderful diet, even if you are clean eating and you're organic and you're watching all of these things,
Hmm.
getting enough of the right nutrients can be really a challenge. And so many people have gut health issues today. It is just unbelievable. When you and I met, I think it was close to 5 years ago. I've been in the business for 8. I found it because I had a bleeding ulcer that was taking up 3/4 of my stomach.
Mm.
And the GI doctor recommended the greens to me. And I'm like, well, I haven't really had much success with weight loss stuff, but I'll give it a try, right? And it looks like swamp water. Nobody really wants to drink something green, especially 8 years ago. Now you have juicing places all over the map, right? And there are a lot of people who have the time and the initiative to juice every day. This is how I juice every day. All right, because this product has digestive enzymes in it, so it's before it was a thing. It's treating your biome. It's balancing your gut. And so you may have everything you need, but one enzyme that connects the stuff that your system needs to be able to work properly. And that is the wonderful part of greens. Now, when I started, like I said, I had this huge bleeding ulcer, and 30 days later, I went back for a second scope. And when I went in for the second scope, he said, so there's less than a quarter left to heal. It looks really good. You've made great progress. And that was, for me, I'm very skeptical. I was a paramedic by trade. I've been in the medical community most of my life. And so for me to believe it, I had to see it. But once I saw it, then sharing it was not that hard. Now, in my first month, I lost 40 pounds. But I had so much to lose, right? My body was so out of line, and I was still working on the ambulance every day, right? So it's not like I didn't know how to eat, but when you're on the go, a lot of times what you sacrifice is your health.
That's true.
So our company continues to look for products that aid different parts of your body. And that was something I could get behind, right? That was something that I could see telling other people about. And I had lost enough weight at that point that I started to, I don't know if anybody watching has ever really just been unhealthy in their weight, right? Where they just have like, my body went through like a yo-yo when my thyroid quit, and then it started working, but then the weight didn't come off like everyone anticipated it would. And so I was almost 400 pounds. Okay. And I carried it really well. Like people were like, oh, you don't weigh that much. Oh, yes, I did. But what I found out was that first month, that 40 pounds was in my gut. Okay. My gut was that unhealthy that things that needed connecting couldn't connect. I couldn't detox. I couldn't get clean enough. And so this product has changed my entire life. I still drink it every day. Okay. The things that it changed for me were seasonal allergies, things that constantly, if you're in Texas and you don't deal with allergies, God bless you. Okay. First of all, that is like God's divine touch on your head, because most of us either suffer with spring to fall or fall to winter, or there's some part of it where we're just like in this high and low, right?
Yes.
And so that is when you start thinking about the whole body, that is where our products are focused. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you aren't currently using, but that we have. And these are two of our newer products. Now, what's amazing is we do clinical studies on all of these. So if you are interested in something and you want to see what they've done, we can send you that. We can send you that information. You can read through it. I want to know how it works because that's me. But for me to be able to explain it, I have to try it. Okay. So every product that I talk about, every product you see in my stories or social, it's because it's stuff I use. Okay. So the Slimmer, right? The Slimmer is a capsule, and it's made with bitter melon. It doesn't taste bitter, but what it helps with is controlling your appetite for those nervous eaters, stress eaters, emotional eaters. People that snack too much and they know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're on the go. So on the go people don't normally sit down to eat real meals.
Mm-hmm.
And then they wonder, I don't really eat. Why am I gaining weight? Well, it has to do with you're answering your body, but you're not tuned into your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're putting stuff in, but it's not the stuff it actually needs.
Yeah.
And it's a hormone balancer. So this helps with people that have diabetes, sugar issues, blood and cholesterol issues, things like that, hormone issues, menopausal women. Hello. You
Mm-hmm.
are going to love this one right here. Now, this is our newest product, and this is called Flat. And of course, it's focused on the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like concentrated, focused prebiotic, probiotics
Mm-hmm.
to totally center on just your gut without, it doesn't have the detox of the greens. But
Okay.
what it does do is it aids in really like getting rid of deep tissue bloat, deep
Okay.
intestine bloat.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll also, it has a natural diuretic in it.
Mm-hmm.
So what that doesn't mean that when you take it, you're going to be racing to the bathroom. None of our products are race to the bathroom products,
True.
which is important. How many teachers do you know who can go to the bathroom every 5 minutes? Well, they
None.
can't. They can't. As a matter of fact, they probably hold it for a really long period of time every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm strange. I've been in this business long enough that I talk about all the things people don't want to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
from bathroom visits to, hot flashes and everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're needing to get regular, right? If you're trying to cleanse your system, we have a 2-day cleanse, but then I suggest for people to, on that 3rd day, start the greens. And that way you can actually get to where you're just using the greens. But the cleanse will help you like the first time good scrub. And there's a lot of things that build up in our intestines that we don't think about.
A lot.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have been on a lot of medicines, if you have been through chemo, if you have been through any kind of long-term medication history, chronic illness, whatever, all of that stuff builds up in your intestine walls. So it's not just food. And I think that a lot of times people go, well, I eat really clean. My intestines are fine.
Yeah.
So it's part of that is just a matter of connecting with what you need, with which product is the best for it. Mm-hmm. And so when I found that, that's when I realized I found a business as well. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to take the time with people to get them solutions, right, that treat the problem, not the symptom. Mm-hmm. And you find some really great doctors out there that do that. But there's also a lot who focus on treating the symptom, not the problem. Mm-hmm. So you are forever a patient for this problem instead of trying to find a way to bridge the problem and heal that issue. Mm-hmm. So that's where it gets a little taxing. But I don't tell anyone to walk away from medicine, right? Mm-hmm. It's more of follow what your body's doing, right? Yeah. Talk to your doctor, get your blood test. With my thyroid, I didn't just take myself off medicine. Mm-hmm. I was on metoprolol, I was on metformin, and I was on Synthroid when I started this business. Mm-hmm.
And what about now? Are you still on those medications?
Oh, no. The doctors had to take me off. Mm-hmm. But it was one of those things that at 3 months I went in and they did my blood test for my thyroid, because they test it every 3 months to make sure that your body is level, right? And that you're getting a therapeutic level. And so they pulled me off thyroid medicine, they changed it and they reduced it. And then I went in for my 6-month checkup and they were like, your blood pressure is way low. We need to stop the metoprolol. Mm-hmm. And so it took a little while for them to do the testing for the metformin, but within the first 9 months of me being on products and staying consistent, and this was without a food change.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't like I didn't go on some crazy diet and start working out 5 days a week. As a matter of fact, I didn't even have a gym membership. I didn't go anywhere other than to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had 3 kids and a dog. I had 3 kids and a dog and a husband. So I had a busy life, but I wasn't doing above and beyond to get the weight off.
Mm-hmm.
The weight just started coming off.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and so when you do that, the doctors will start taking medications back because you don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, here I was within my first year of consistent use. I went from 3 major medications to no medications, and I have stayed that way all the way up until this last year. I have a little bit of an unusual diagnosis they're trying to figure out, and it has me on 1 prescription. But I'm going to tell you that they're not going to have to keep me on it for a long term because we're going to figure out what's wrong and fix it, And sometimes you have to do that. Like sometimes you have to work through the system with your doctor, with your products to get to where you need to go. It just depends on what you're facing. And that's why I don't just send people to my website and say, go get whatever you want to get. I'd rather talk to you a little bit, especially if you have medical things you're trying to make it through, to figure out what the best course of action is, because that's just my heart for what I do. And so, did you have any questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I can personally attest to the fact that you can take medication that the doctors give you, and it doesn't always work. I've had test after test, them trying to figure out what's going on with my gut, what's going on with my intestines, why is it not working properly? They put me on Linzess. They've put me on other medications, but I can honestly say when I started drinking the greens every morning, that is whatever it is, it was like a natural movement. It was, it worked before the Linzess work. I don't take Linzess now. I just make sure that I drink my greens every single morning. And that is what I love about it. And I also love the fact that I did not know once I first started trying it and taking it, I was doing it for the benefit of my, just trying to get my body right. I did not realize that this was a Christian company. I did not realize that either until after I started using the product. Now, has the company always been this way? Is this something that did they just, people change with the times. It did.
No.
Started.
Mark and Cindy Pentecost are our founders. Okay. And they are very faith-based people. And what's amazing is that, I get this question a lot. Do I have to be a Christian to be part of the business? Of course not. Just know that we're going to be who we are, And so we have groups within, even our conference that's coming up in April. Our conference, the first night, they normally have their opening ceremony. We get a word, and then there's an optional worship hour after, but it's put on at conference. So people can leave if they need to, but it's probably one of my favorite parts. I've only missed 1 conference since I got into the business, and I never missed the first night, ever. I love that they're not afraid to lead with a heart to help mankind, to be the body of Christ. And they, our team meetings, we start with prayer. It's just who we are. And Cindy Pentecost, we had a women's ministry conference where she had put on an actual conference called I Get To. And it was about the mindset that, oftentimes we go to work because we have to. We
Yeah.
do a lot of things in our mindset because we have to.
Mhm.
And she brought one of the most wonderful words. It was a three day event, um, where we had a speaker that was scheduled, but she, for whatever reason, didn't work out. And so Cindy brought the word. And it was so amazing to hear from her because um, introverts to extroverts do this business, right?
Yeah.
Um, People, ministry groups, we have churches where their pastors are building teams and helping people and pouring back into the community in a healthful way, and I really hope to see more of that.
Mhm.
uh, so as far as, I mean, like, as far as they as a family, and the company as a whole, our CEO has a background in ministry and Wall Street. Our chief sales officer, same thing.
Mhm.
We have the Women at the Well, which is a group on Facebook that has different leaders who bring words all the time. There's something to plug in no matter where your walk is, whether you're far or close,
Mhm.
right? And whether you believe or not. We're going to
Yeah.
love on you where you are and help you have the most productive business and the most successful personal development
Mhm.
possible. That is the goal. That is the goal of what we do.
And when exactly do you have the dates of the conference in April?
They are, so we are actually on our team, which
Mhm.
you are on.
Yes.
We are actually putting together a retreat. So we'll be there for the whole week, but it is the 25th, 26th, and 27th is
Okay.
the conference. And then if you're there for the retreat portion, we are going to have um, some special, just really connective moments for us to like kind
Mhm.
of dig in deeper for ourselves, find out where we really see God taking us in this business, with this
Yeah.
company, in our future.
Mhm.
It's not, for a long time, my first couple of years, I was just like, I thought I had to build It Works brand. What I didn't realize was I was building me.
Mhm.
I was letting him just heal me and show me where he wanted me to go and how he wanted me to reach for his people.
Mhm.
And I think that that is what I'm most excited about, because the company continues to bring out things that we need,
Yeah.
right? When COVID happened and quarantine happened, they came out with hand sanitizer because it was so hard to find.
I remember that.
Our company actually made, the prices didn't go up
Mhm.
for 2.5 years. There wasn't actually a change to go up. They actually made it cheaper so
Mhm.
that people during all of that crisis could still get and maintain their programs.
Mhm.
And that's just them leading with that heart. Plus, we also have a give back organization. So we give back to Samaritan's Purse. We give back to Selah Freedom, which is human trafficking, to help people that have been through human trafficking.
Mhm.
We give to Children's Cup, which is, they do a lot of children's ministry in Africa and Honduras and many other countries. The Philippines, I think there's like 5 or 6 countries that they're in now. But there are several. They do some stuff with the veterans, and they do stuff with domestic violence. So, like, we pour back in. And as a company, you can actually give $1, $2, or $5 as a distributor.
Mhm.
That's it, to the Give Back organization.
Mhm.
Because when you think about how many of us there are, because we're international, we're in 17 or 18 countries. And the amazing part of that is you can sign up as a distributor in the US and
Mhm.
have a European team. You can have a Canadian team. You
That's
can have
amazing.
people all over the world on your team.
Mhm.
So, which is really awesome. It really is. It makes the world view look a lot different
Mhm.
when you're interacting with people who are places that you're not.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
that
know,
brings it home. So I completely love the company. That's why I'm in it. I am a distributor. And the fact that when you decide, or if you decide to become a distributor, even if you just want to try the product, the fact that you have a team of women behind you that will help you when you have questions. Or what I love is recently, I'm a very private, quiet person. And when I went through that situation recently where I needed a group of women, I needed those extra prayers. I needed to reach out. I needed other people to gather around and pray for me. And the fact that I was able to do that, and these women didn't come from people that, I know around the neighborhood, or, at the local church or anything. These women that immediately gathered around to pray for me came through the company,
Mhm. Yeah.
which I found absolutely amazing. They came through the company. So not only am I building myself back up as far as physically, but there's this spiritual sisterhood that comes along with
Yeah.
being in this particular company. And I've never heard of anything like it. I've never seen it with anything else. I've never seen it with any other company. And I think that that's absolutely amazing.
I think one of the things that has stuck with me is that you get out of it what you allow yourself to put into it. That
Mhm.
day when you put up that prayer request,
Mhm.
man, was that an answer to prayers?
Yes.
Because it's hard to share when you're in the middle of a typhoon,
Mhm.
right? Everybody can share when they have good news,
Mhm.
right? But it
Yep.
takes something else to say, hey guys, like today I don't have it all together and I need prayer because this is bigger than I can. I just need every single person. And to see people that don't know you
Mhm.
respond in force, like coming together to, and we have a daily working Zoom that goes multiple different times a day. So if you're a morning person, we have an early morning, we have an afternoon. And it's one of those things that if you have questions and you need like one on one training, we can hop on Zoom and we can do that. Like that's available. And our team, even if say Monique is your upline and she signs you up in the business and
Mhm.
she's at work until 3:30 or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I work from home. You see my mess of an office behind me. I'm training a service dog. I am the mother of three very amazing students at Texas A&M University in College Station. I'm also the wife of a veteran and a disabled vet at that. And my mother lives here.
Mhm.
So, like, we have a busy, but it's not as busy as it is when you have littles, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
But the amazing thing is, if somebody messages me and says, hey, I'm having a problem or I have a customer that needs help, can you help me with this? I don't know what to ask next.
Mhm.
I can get on and go with them and train them through that. And they learn by seeing it done,
Mhm.
right? So there is no, everybody starts out at a different place. We all start at start. Okay. The
Mhm.
more you plug in, the more you get, right?
Okay.
The more you show up. If you're really trying to build something and you want to go somewhere and you're like, I'm not sure I can, that's okay. You can borrow my belief.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to set up a time that works with your schedule to work with you, even if it's 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. We'll figure it out.
Mhm.
But this has, so in 2017, my husband was hurt on the truck, and we were both paramedics. So I'm going to make this quick because I don't know what our timeline is, but if I hadn't had this business, when you go on disability, you don't get your whole paycheck.
Mhm.
Okay. And
Yep.
so there is nothing like trying to figure out how to make more with less when
Mhm.
that less is way less than what you're used to making it with.
Yep.
All right. And in that moment, I had this that was just every month I get a paycheck.
Mhm.
You know, some months are bigger, some months are smaller, some months I work harder and I can definitely see it.
Yep.
Um, But the thing is, it comes and goes with me. If I go
Mhm.
to College Station, I'll be in College Station in March for about 4 days. My job doesn't stop. I'll still be working,
Yeah.
right? And that's the amazing part of it. If I want to work from the beach, I can work from the beach,
Mhm.
you know? And so you fit it where it fits in your life. You just
Mhm.
have to make room for it somewhere,
Yeah.
and the reality of it is once you know that it will pay you to show up, it's easier to make time to show up.
Mhm. That is true.
So, yeah,
Very true. And we are at a time where I remember talking to someone last week. We are at a time where just having one income, one source of income is just not getting it.
right.
So you have people that are trying to figure out, how can I spend time with my kids? How can I spend time with my kids, but yet make that extra money on the side and not take away from being home with my kids? Well, this is a perfect way to do that. So whether you're a teacher in the classroom, or whether you're in the corporate world, or whether you work for, City Financial or Chase or wherever, this particular company, you're able to get that extra stream of income. Not only are you getting an extra stream of income, but you are also able to physically get to where you need to be. And it comes with a group of people that are willing to help you reach your goals. That's why I love it. And that's why I've been with the company so long, regardless of whatever's going on in my life, regardless of if I'm doing another book or if I'm doing a speaking engagement or whatever. It Works will always I can say they will always be in my life and be a part of my life because of the many benefits that come along with just being in the company. The
Yep.
physical benefits, the benefits from the people that are in the company that you can just reach out to. The fact that, like you said, people that have never even met me were willing to just stop what they were doing and pray. And that was a lot for me to make that prayer, that prayer request.
I
That
know.
was a lot for me to do that. But I felt as though I was at my breaking point. I felt as though I was at my breaking point and I was spiritually exhausted. And I was like, I can't, I don't know what else to do. I need other people to step in and pray. I have the devil that has just been coming at me for months and lying and stealing. And I just needed those extra prayers.
Well, and I think the reality of faith in general is that a lot of times we look at ourselves and we expect ourselves to be strong in our faith enough
Mhm.
that we don't need other sidelines to help us. But
That
God
was,
made us interdependent for a reason.
mhm.
Because when the enemy comes at just you, that's one thing. But when he comes at you and there's 50 of us looking back at him, he's like, oh,
Mhm.
this is going to take more energy than I thought.
Yep.
And the reality of it is there's no one that the enemy doesn't come after,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
But if we speak out strength and in that community, right? He's not looking at that one lamb that's off by itself.
Mhm.
He's looking at a sea of lambs, which is
Yeah.
a much different situation, you
Mhm.
know. Um, and I think that was the moment when I realized that it wasn't that the people that I work with are my best of friends because they do the same work as me.
Mhm.
It's because they don't want to be bound by the same box that a
Yeah.
lot of people are okay with being in.
Mhm.
You know, I know that God called me to this business for me to help people,
Yeah.
right? And ministry is part of my life. And I know that he wants me to share things with the world. But
Mhm.
but he's going to set an inner circle for that blossom to start in.
Yeah.
And and I think sometimes we get going and we're doing good, right? And people
Mhm.
are noticing. And we don't realize that we're still there trying to inflate our own balloon.
Yep.
Whereas if you have a team coming with you, even if we're going in multiple directions, but we're
Mhm.
going together, then they get to say, hey, I know this woman that would be great to speak at this event. I know this woman who wrote this book that I think that you could really, you know, referral-minded people
Yeah.
change the pattern of their trajectory. Because when you help another person come forward and grow, you grow in doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is huge. I have a very big servant heart.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see, I don't want to just win.
Yeah. You want to see others win.
I want to see others win. Like, I want to be over there cheering because I saw that journey. You know, when I met you, Mina was tiny. You
Yes.
know, and now they're adults. They're, oh my God, it's just like,
Yep.
what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the fire,
Yeah.
right? Because we are breaking generational curses off,
Mm-hmm.
but we are planting generational blessings for our children and our children's children, and our legacy is going to be stronger because of what we are doing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because of what we're doing and the fact that they're watching us. Our kids are watching us. They're seeing what we're doing, and they're seeing that we're doing it with faith. We're not trying to, and that's something I had to learn, like with reaching out. You can't do it alone. You can try to all day long. It's exhausting. You can try to do it alone, but God will put people in your path that will help you along. And
You know,
that
a
is,
friend of mine told
mm-hmm.
me yesterday, she's like, I had a pastor point this out to me. Even Jesus, when he was here, walked with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that should say something to us.
It does.
Right. But sometimes I think that is the thing that we forget. Like, he didn't have to have 12 disciples.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to. But having community matters.
It does.
Being reminded why you're doing it on those days where if you're by yourself, it might be easier to just crawl back into bed, cover up your head, and carry,
Yes.
just wait for tomorrow to get here. But
If
you have somebody going, yo, I thought we were going to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing? It helps to know that those people are serious. Like, they're serious about your dream just like they're serious about theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That is the magic. Well, I want to thank you for coming on here. Thank you so much. If you are watching this, which a lot of people will watch the replay, reach out to me. You can reach out to Michelle. Michelle, you can give them your information. This is a wonderful, wonderful company. I'm telling you, the reason that I'm able to actually physically get up and eat breakfast and eat lunch is because this has helped me in so many ways physically. And not only physically, but it's also helped me spiritually as well. This is a company that is founded on faith and God and sisterhood and being there for one another. So not only are you able to make an extra paycheck, but you are able to physically get where you need to be. And then it comes with this non-biological family, as I'll say. It comes with this spiritual family, this spiritual bond of people that are genuinely there for you. Genuinely. And that's what I love about the company.
So if you reach out to me, my number, and I don't know if I can do this, but I just give my cell phone number out. I'm really simple. I don't care. Call me, text me, whatever. But if you reach out to me from this podcast, then what I need you to do is send me like hashtag Monique, because anyone that comes from this is going to go into her downline. Whether it's a customer, whether it's someone who wants to start making money, I am 100% invested in seeing her and her daughter thrive and blossom into the women that God had created them to be. And so if you come in through me, you will still come in through Monique. She will still get all of the benefits of doing business with you. I will just be here to help walk through that. And I will probably put us into like a 3-way chat just so she can see, because that's how we learn. Yeah. And she's a teacher, so it helps her to know what I said. Yeah. But I look forward to talking to anybody who needs assistance there. If you have questions, if you want to see if it'll work with with medicines that you're on, things like that. All of our products are plant-based. So if you don't have like food limitations as to certain things you can't eat for like an anaphylactic reason, you're probably going to be fine. But I can answer those questions one-on-one. And I do have a little wellness eval that I kind of run people through. So I make sure not to leave anything unbridged. Okay. So there you go. Oh, did I give my number?
No, you did not.
469-307-8000.
Give me the
And
one more time.
469-307-8000. 8000.
Okay. And Michelle, thank you again for coming on and giving more information about this company. Thank you for just being you. Thank
You
you
are
for
welcome. I love you so much.
love you too. Thank you so much. And to those of you that are tuning in, thank you. And I will see you next time on Looking in the Mirror. Have a good one.
Amen.
Bye.
Bye.